Hello and welcome back to another video. We're back in No Man's Sky, my favourite game, and we are on the space station. We're going to be doing something that's slightly different to our normal No Man's Sky videos. Sometimes we do like kind of guide videos where tutorial like tips and tricks and kind of that sort of stuff where I voice over. But today we're definitely doing something different because we're going to kind of do a mix, like a gameplay video and also a like voiceover video. But I'm going to do the voiceover whilst playing the game, obviously. Bit random, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's because I don't really want to do a voiceover video, but then also I just want to play the game. So we're going to be playing No Man's Sky. We're going to go through some derelict freighter stuff. That's the theme of today's video. We're going to go through some like tips, tricks for derelict freighters. I'm going to go and do a derelict freighter and tell you about what to do and what not to do if you want to do it successfully, and where to find some good derelict freighters. Now of course when we start finding a derelict freighter, so we want to go and start finding derelict freighter, we want to go to the scrap dealer on the space station, and we want to acquire coordinates. Right now it's 1,650,000. I think I've got actually purchases turned down. Yeah, I had purchases turned down. I think it was because I was testing out something. So we can acquire coordinates for 5 million units if we just had it as standard, so that's on normal mode. And then once we acquire those coordinates, we get a special device, which is the Echolocator. No, emergency signal scanner. Sorry, not Echolocator. The emergency signal scanner, which we want to activate when we get into space. For this, I recommend having a good weapon. So I've got the Pillar of Bones. Okay, interesting name. We've got a bolt caster. I quite like the bolt caster. It's kind of the base weapon, and also it's very good, especially with derelict freighters. It's quite good. Other people sometimes like to use the scatter blaster as well, which is also quite good for derelict freighters. Now we're going to go into our inventory, go to the emergency signal scanner, and then activate that, which will say something like tuning, and then we want to go into pulse drive. And at the bottom there we can see that there's some random like codes and frequencies, and eventually, there we go, it's going to come up with this message. That's a derelict freighter, and it looks like that. Landing at the derelict freighter without crashing into it, which I just did crash into it, we can get out of our ship, and we're going to be a lot slower when we get into derelict freighter. We can already see our thermal protection is going down. Not ideal, but it's how it is. But we can get resources, so I recommend going around looking for these canisters. And then we go in here, there's some more resources. We can get sodium, it's quite a common one because that's for hazard protection. Then we go over here and talk to this machine thing. Now when you do this, before we do anything, like anything at all, we're going to go leave, okay? Because we don't want to do that straight away. We want to turn this heater on first. But for our first like tip trick thing, I actually mentioned this in another video, we want to put the emergency signal scanner in our personal refiner. So put it in there. So if you don't have a personal refiner, go get one from the Anomaly, not that expensive, install it, and then put the emergency signal scanner in the refiner, or a like 2 refiner, what's it called, like the refiner Mark 2, something like that. It's got 2 spots, just put it in one. I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff and then restart internal gravity, blah 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 blah. Always collect the emergency supplies, they could be useful and it gives you some extra resources. And then you want to open the door. And because we put our emergency signal scanner in our thingy, if you don't like cheating, well this is kind of a cheat, so if you don't want to do cheating, then don't do that, because we get out our emergency signal scanner, it's still there. It should have been taken by that computer, but it's still there, so we can reuse it for later rather than just buying another one. We've got some life support gel from the supplies, and then we get some repair kits from this one, this like box thing down here. Always very useful, recommend going to that as well. Now another tip when going through derelict freighters, always activate the heating units because they're very useful. Now there are 2 types of derelict freighter, infested and like robotic ones. I'm pretty sure this is an infested one. We're about to find out when we go to this room. Just getting all these resources and stuff from the salvage crates. Now the infested ones are kind of easy. The robotic ones are quite hard because they shoot back rather. Yeah, this is an infested one, so we see that, that means it's like infested. The robotic ones, like they have robots that shoot back at you. These little aliens just spit acid at you, and you can kind of avoid them if you go slowly. Got to be careful though, because they will wake up if you're like running or something. Always get these log snippets. That's another like tip that I'm going to go through. So get the log snippets, because then eventually you should get, no, not for that one, you should get some credentials. I'll show it when I get to it, the credentials, because we need those credentials to get the captain's log. Another good tip, which I personally quite like, is to toggle camera view into first person. It's a lot easier in first person, especially with exploring and looking around and seeing where you need to go. I just woke up in another nest. There's another bug there, so he's going to try and spit acid at me. I'm not going to let him though. I think that's it, dead. Yeah, so you need to be careful about these bugs, walk slowly, and remember, get the log snippets. One of them will have some credentials, which we need. So there we go, we just got the security credentials, the mainframe access card, so that's what we want. We're going to need that later. These like boxes here, these like briefcase kind of boxes, they'll always have like money, so that's like units or nanites in them. So if you're looking for money, then go to the briefcase boxes. You can often find them in like extra rooms. The extra rooms will be marked with pink arrows, so you can see that's got like a blue arrow and a number. That's not an extra room. Whereas that one, it's got a pink circle and an arrow. That is an extra room, so that doesn't lead anywhere. And if you want to like bail out at any point, then there's these teleporters which you can bail out at in certain rooms. Not at any point, I guess, but you can just go back. But these teleporters, easy way back to the start. Activate them when you get to them in case you need to make a run for it. And then our first like thing here is the crew manifest. It's this green one, and we want to get the crew manifest because that's going to be worth a lot of money later. We'll talk about what to do with the crew manifest at the end of the video, so make sure you stay here for that. And of course, if this video is going to be helpful and is helpful, then please let me know by liking the video. Then that just lets me know that I can make more and you enjoy it, and then I'll make more for you, of course, if you like the video. And subscribe so you don't miss any more. Okay, so we've got to our second like thing, our like mainframe thing. Don't know what you call this, like computer maybe. We're just going to restart our hazard protection before going onto this thing. Secure mainframe, and this is the thing that we need the security credentials for. So we're going to have to like input some stuff. Say we're someone who's we're not, so we're going to log in as Junior Navigator Pasco with the security credentials. So here we go, credentials accepted, and then we can read the captain's log and take that away with us. So yeah, along with all the salvage that you can get, so all these like resources and goods and things you can get in these boxes, there are also these extra ones which are quite cool, which are worth a lot later. Oh, we've just got an outbreak of little aliens. There's only 2 in each. Kill them easily. I think there might be more on different difficulties. There might be more what they called little creatures, horrific nightmares, biological horrors, that's the one, I think. And this is the final room. You know it's the final room because it's got like a red computer, so there's a blue computer, a green computer. More log snippets, although we don't need to see them if we don't want to, because we've already got those credentials and done with that. Red computer is probably the most valuable to many people, and certainly me. You can get either freighter upgrades, nanites, or bulkheads. Bulkheads, you can expand your freighter inventory. I always go for the bulkhead. Freighter upgrades, only good if you know that it's going to be an S class, maybe if it's an A class, and then go for that. But certain systems have like certain things. Usually it's going to be like a C or a B. Go onto like Google, just Google S class freighter locations, and then it'll come up with some glyphs. I might link some glyphs on screen right now, so if I have found some glyphs which are good for freighters and you want an S-class freighter technology upgrade, then there'll be that on screen as well. For this one, I don't actually know what it's going to be, so I'm just going to go with freighter bulkhead. My inventory is full, let me deal with that for a second. Don't need some of this slime, it's pretty useless unless you're going to refine it. So we'll take the bulkhead now. And then rather than running back through the freighter, it's quite handy that we've got the teleporter which takes us back to the start. And then we can run out just like that, and then we're done with the freighter, which is very cool. Although we're not done with the video because we've still got to go and sell our salvage. Now for that we're just going to go to the space station, and I'm going to meet you there and we'll discuss what to do with the salvage. So we've gotten to the space station and we've got the crew manifest and the captain's log. So it's the crew manifest, and then we've also got the captain's log. So we're going to go up here. Now there are 2 things we can do. We can either go to the guild envoy and get some standing, or we can go over here and get some this stuff which is called tainted metal. That's quite useful. We can refine that into nanites, or we could buy scrap with it from this guy. So I usually go here to sell the crew manifest and the captain's log. Of course, if you want to increase your standing with the native faction, in this case Viking, then go to the guild envoy. It will be the green like market stall type thing over there, the middle one. so you can sell your stuff there, and he'll like improve your standing with the Viking. And then we've got loads of this tainted metal here, so we can either refine that into nanites, or we could purchase some scrap from this guy. So we can purchase suspicious goods, some special like personalization things, so a wriggling companion, like a cool helmet thing there, some decals for your base, and then some like contraband you can get in pirate systems these days, so I'll definitely recommend going for the base, like builders, upgrade things, and also that nice face transformation thing. So yeah, definitely worth going to a Derelict freighter. And remember, because we put our thing in the personal refiner, if you don't want to do that because it's cheating, that's fine, we can keep this and then we can go and do another Derelict freighter whenever we want, rather than spending 5 million units on buying coordinates. And now that we're out of the Derelict freighter, we're back into third person mode. If you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe because you don't want to miss the next few videos I've got coming. I've got a big one, 24 hours maybe, in No Man's Sky, so that's a little sneaky peek. If you've got this far, then definitely make sure to subscribe and like the video, just so I know that you like it, and then I can make some more. I've got an excuse to make more. I definitely enjoyed doing gameplay whilst talking over it at the same time. Makes my life easier. Let me know if you enjoy that as well, or you just rather do the tips and tutorials, guide things, you know. Go and check out some of those like tip tutorial style videos that I've done. Quite good, I quite like them, and you guys seem to like them. And let me know if you want to see more of them rather than this type of like gameplay video. Thank you for watching, and that's all I have to say, and bye bye. Make sure to go and check out Derelict Freighter No Man's Sky. Very cool, very fun, very profitable.